Today we're going to be doing a vehicle inspection. I have here a 2007 Toyota Corolla. It is today all you're really going to need, is a tire pressure gauge to make sure your tire pressure is accurate, a flashlight just to look over all fluids, and of course we're just going to have power steering fluid, some brake fluid, coolant, and some windshield washer fluid ready for us. And always crucial to have a paper towel so that way you don't get your hands messy. So the easiest thing to check first is going to be your air filter. This one has a couple easy clips that you're just going to disconnect, and you're going to bring that up and actually pull out the filter element and just look through it, make sure there's no dirt, debris, too bad. If there is, you can always get a replacement. We do sell air filters here, so if you can give us a call and we can see if we have it in stock for you. Next thing we're going to check is brake fluid. You just pop off the brake fluid cap and you're going to actually look down in here and we can see that it is nice and full, so this is good at this time. So just replace the cap. It's also a good idea to check battery terminals. You want to look for any corrosion that is on here, and at this point, if you like, you can also pull off the battery caps and check the water level in the battery if you're comfortable doing that. If not, you can stop by here and we'll actually assist you with that. The next thing we're going to check is the power steering fluid, which is going to be this here, and you can see by the notch it's a little underneath the minimum, so we're going to actually go ahead and open this up and top that off. So bring that up to the appropriate level and go ahead and put the cap back on. Next one we're checking is the windshield washer fluid level. So we're going to go ahead and pop that open. It did look a little bit low, so we're going to go ahead and top that off as well. And now we can see the level rising up, so we're nice and topped off there, so we can go ahead and replace that cap. We're actually checking the coolant bottle level here, and this is the coolant overflow. Sometimes it's easier if you just use a flashlight and kind of shine it in the tank. On this one you can see we're actually pretty low, so we're going to go ahead and top this off as well. So using a funnel, we're going to go ahead and place that over the overfill cap, and we're going to go ahead and add some coolant here. We're going to check our fluid level now. Looks like we're right in between low and full, so that's perfect. So go ahead and replace your cap on that and you're ready to move on. A check underneath the hood is going to be the drive belt, which is what drives your alternator, air compressor, power steering pump, all your crank to cam, pretty much does it all. So you're gonna check that belt and make sure you don't have any cracks or tears in it. If you do, it's advised that you replace it before taking any long trips. At this point, this actually looks pretty good here. So we're also going to check the radiator hoses here. You want to squeeze them, you want to have a little bit of firmness. On this one, it does feel a little bit squishy, so that is a good indication that these are a little bit worn out. I will let the customer know that it is advised to replace both of his radiator hoses at this time. Next thing we're going to check are the windshield wipers. You just want to check to make sure that there's no cracks or tears in that. These seem pretty good at this time. If you see any separation at all, that's a good time to replace them. But these are looking good at this time. So we're going to be checking air pressure today. Majority of vehicles will actually have a sticker identical to this on the driver's front door. You just want to look in there to get a general rating for your PSI. This one here is actually showing 30 PSI front and rear, so we're going to make sure that we fill it to that. It's also indicating that the spare needs to be filled to 60 PSI, so we're going to check that as well. So we're going to go ahead and pull off the valve cap here. And using our tire inflator, we're going to check pressure. This one's actually at 32, so this is where it needs to be. Sometimes you won't have a digital one like this, so you can't always use the old style. We do have them for sale here. This one shows 32 as well. So we're ready to move on to the next tire. So the spare tire on this vehicle is actually located in the trunk underneath the mat. This is what a lot of people typically don't check, but this is very crucial because if you have a blowout on the road, you're going to have a flat spare tire as well. So make sure you check the PSI on this as well. So just like I was stating earlier, this one's actually at 24 PSI and it needs to be at 60. So, we're going to go ahead and fill this up to the recommended specification. And it's 60, so we're good to go. Okay, so today we're going to be checking the tire depth on this, the tread depth, to make sure that these tires are adequate for the trip that this gentleman is going to be taking. So you can use your tire depth gauge to go in here and actually check it. It's always better to check on the middle of the tire because that's where you're going to have majority of your tread. So you can pull that out, and we're right about 4/32 of an inch, and 3/32 is about your throwaway depth, so this is getting close to actually needing tires. If you don't have a tire depth gauge, you can always use a penny, and you want to be able to, you know, go past the top of Abraham Lincoln's head there, so you can slide that in there, and you can see that it is pretty close to being throwaway tire here. So I will let this customer know as well that it is time for some new tires.